In North America, when I've talked to players, and obviously you've been here the entire, like since before LCS was a thing. When I talk to players that come here from other regions, they always say that when they come to NA, there's this kind of hesitation to engage or to be proactive, and that is what keeps North America in this kind of like I know the joke is ARAM, but it's also not as much of a joke when you see how little certain teams focus side lanes. So why do you think that is?
I think playing side lane takes a lot of brains from everyone on the team. You have to recognize, like, can I fight over this ward? Like, is my top laner split pushing, but the enemy top laner is missing? Like, how many seconds ahead on the move is, like, based on, like, map positioning, like, which team member on the side is going to move to mid first? And so you have to, like, really calculate a lot of things. A lot of these things are going to, like, win or lose you the game. Like, which side laner has TP, which one doesn't. Like, these are, like, really basic things, obviously, that, like, teams work on and, like, they force their players to learn. But I think just because, like, the level of play here is not super great, especially when you, like, look past the top teams, like, it just evolves into this thing where it's easier to just not have to deal with any of these problems, and instead, because the game is so rewarding for, like, the team that engages first, you just end up playing, like, 5 mid, and then if they're not all 5 mid, you just dive or you engage. And I would say, like, since the game is a lot more fast-paced, that it's actually not, like, the biggest downside to not play side lane anymore. Like, it actually, like, doesn't put you at that much of a deficit to just send everyone mid and hit the first guy that walks up. So obviously, internationally, even though it's not a big disadvantage, it's enough of a disadvantage where you're just going to lose if you don't know how to play macro. And so, like, our team has always focused on, like, fighting the invisible opponent that's, like, going to come. And, like, we need to learn macro. We need to learn how to play side lanes and get advantages in, like, farm and XP and stuff and, like, move timings. So it's, like, been a big focus of ours. And it's actually funny because we play against teams that don't do this and only have focus on engaging, and they catch us off guard a lot. Like because they see these angles, because they see these opportunities that, like, they've kind of, like, learned from scrimming in a certain way. And so we are, like, still learning a lot, actually. I think we kind of got, like, the better end of the stick where, like, we are able to play against an ARAM team, but also play, like, side lanes well.
This is something I've asked your teammates before, but how difficult is it to focus on that stuff when you do reach the top and it's obvious that there's a significant gap between you and you know, the teams underneath you?
I think it's really important to watch, like, other regions kind of best teams play, because even if you don't want to do exactly what they're doing, you have to understand, like, why they're doing that. So if, like, we'll watch G2 games, we understand why they're doing that. It's actually very logical, but we're not going to do that ourselves because we're not G2. And, like, you know, we watch SKT play, and I would say, like, SKT plays some of the most boring league I've ever watched, but we see what they do and we respect it, we understand it. And so, like, then we, like, formulate our own style, and we try not to let other teams that we, like, in our region, like in LCS, affect the way that we understand the game too much, because as soon as that happens, you're kind of, like, getting pulled into their level, and we always like to believe that we have the potential to be a lot higher than them. So like, for me, you know, like, I try to study bot lane stuff, and specifically I, like, learn from LPL, and I feel like I have rules. Like, I make rules, and then I try to play the game by these rules, and if like, things don't kind of, like, pan out the way that I thought they would, I change my rules. But, like, overall, by, like, setting up these, like, ideas in my head, I think I'm able to, like, kind of just, like, set myself, like, a good foundation for when an international tournament comes. Hopefully, that's the goal.
What do LPL bot lanes have that's valuable?
I think LPL bot lanes see these angles where they will, like, win an all-in or they'll win a trade by, like, 50 HP. And it's crazy. To me, it's like, that was nuts. I wouldn't have gone for that. But then I watch it again. Like, that was my initial reaction. And then I look at something like Uzi and Ming do, and I'm like, okay, actually, like, I guess he flashes this, like, on reaction. And then, like, because, like, they went first, they have the opportunity, like, if the enemy AD flashes away, that he can back off. Like, there's all these, like, little tiny interactions that I feel like either LPL bot lanes are crazy, or they have, like, the most perfect down to the wire calculation where, like, Uzi will live the 2v2 by Triumph heal. And it's like that much, but I'm like, no one played bad. Everyone played that perfectly. and like one bot lane got out ahead. And so when I see that, I feel like they kind of just have played this matchup to the max, to the absolute limit. And so I can take that and like apply that to my own play.
If it makes you feel better, he's died a lot in the process of figuring that
Yes,
out,
yes.
so.
I know in LPL like people just run it down, but like I think that's part of the creative process of like learning.